Hey guys, this is Eric Stanley. Not that, you know, I'm somebody important or anything like that. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys from a week at work. I work from home. This is my home office. You might hear noises outside. I'm sure everybody's used to this. Prior to, the whole coronavirus crisis and what was going on, or what's going on right now, I've been working home working at home for a while, and I just wanted to share what I'm learning. Hopefully, this is going to be some kind of value to somebody out there. I just like to give and uh, and share what's going on. So, what do I do? We're a 31-year-old small family office, and in the last 31 years, we funded thousands of companies and billions of dollars. And what we do is we fund startups, acquisitions, and growing companies. So we're in the B2B space. Um, give you an idea, we funded a startup oil field roustabout welding company that went from um, zero to $240 million in annualized revenue in 1 year. They valued the company at 18 months from start at over half a billion and sold. And we were just in there for a fee for our money. We were about um, in there for about a total of $150 million over the entire year. And then we have 8 different holding companies. We're buying oil field services companies, IT companies, staffing companies, manufacturing companies. And what have we seen? Well, last year we saw over 300 deals. I'm lumping acquisitions and funding requests together. And, those are just the deals that we could do. Those are the kind of deals we could do, not including the uh, startups that are pre-revenue that we are not currently doing, although we are looking at getting into that as we buy more companies, and not including the movie deals that we did and that we're doing. I have over 140 feature films that have A-list actors, directors, producers, totaling over $8 billion in budgets. I'm not including any of that in that number. So 300 plus deals last year. Beginning of this year, even before coronavirus hit, because it really didn't hit until March for us, right? We started getting the word that it was coming before that, but it really didn't hit until March for us, right? And so, what did that look like in the first 2 months of this year? We saw um, more than 300 deals in just the first 2 months. We've seen an average of about five, maybe five new deals a day. If you just count the business days, Monday through Friday, um, since the beginning of this year. Um, Means I'm talking to a lot of people until my voice is worn out. Been on the phone all day today, and I'm typically booked solid. I don't know if you ever read Michael Port's book, Book Yourself Solid, or any of his follow-on books like that, but Michael Port's book is probably the reason why I even looked into getting booked solid like that, and having a lot of calls. It's good for us to um, to see and talk to a lot of deals. I like to say I need to kiss a lot of frogs, right? I may not be able to help everybody, but I definitely try to help everybody. And so I get on phone calls. Not everything is exactly a fit for us, but I talk to them and find out what we can do together, right? If I can help them, they can help me. Networking. Started a networking group a long time ago called In Houston, and in Houston, the philosophy was, and still is, servant leadership networking, which means give first, pay it forward. what can we do to help each other kind of networking, right? And so that's the philosophy that I have. I continue to have. And so we're seeing a ton of deals. Sad thing is, we've already seen somebody commit suicide who was an owner of a $25 million oil field services company, and we were looking to buy him. And if we had just got to him sooner, we probably would have been able to buy him. And that's really sad to me. I definitely wish we had gotten to him sooner and been able to help them. Um, and so that's something that's causing me to work a lot more. It's putting fire into my feet and making me, work a lot faster. So um, I wanted to share what we're seeing. I am seeing a whole lot more startups. It might just be because I'm becoming more aware of it. I get that. I wasn't aware of it as much before. I wasn't even considering it. We are looking to buy as many as we possibly can. The thing is, we're looking for off market deals that aren't listed, because what we find is there's a lot of listed deals, and maybe they deserve to get paid a little bit more than the market value of their deals. And I'm not saying the guys who come to us aren't, but they realize that there's a lot of sellers and not a lot of buyers right now. It's definitely not a seller's market; it is a buyer's market right now. And so there's just way more companies for sale than have ever been for sale in the history of America, in my opinion. And lots of privately held companies are for sale. And we have the funds to go out and not just buy one, buy 5, 10, 15, 20, a lot. So that's what I'm doing. I'm focused on it. I hope that some of this gives you insight. As far as you know day to day stuff. It's a struggle to stay positive, stay engaged. Continuing to have conversations. Um, some days I get up and wish I didn't have to take another phone call for a day, and I actually have to book a day off of phone calls, and then I still get phone calls. But what we're finding is, there's a lot of business and referral networking, um, talking to people I know, meeting new people, and doing referrals that way. And we found that there's a lot of business belly to belly, face to face, Zoom to Zoom, whatever you want to call it. But um, that's what we're doing. And we see, mixed bag moving forward. Everybody's got a different perspective on what's going on in the economy, and we see a mixed bag. We see, a real estate crisis coming, but we also see people getting back to work and using oil and gas and buying, gasoline and so we see demand going up for oil and gas. That's great for, especially for refiners making gasoline. That's awesome. That'll eventually mean more demand for oil, right? And then we see a lot of people refinancing houses, probably at the end of the rope, from having lost their job. I mean, what is it? 40 million jobs lost. And by the way, if all of the companies that were for sale right now, the business owners who are 65 and older and off market want to sell these companies, if all those guys decided one day to snap, just um, close their companies, fire their employees, my math says that's over 50 million jobless claims. So add that to 40 million, you know, and I don't want to be negative, but what does that look like for the United States of America? You know what I mean? And so, just something to think about, right? And moving forward, here in Houston, there's a lot of overdoing the real estate market here in Houston. We're going to see a little bit spurt of refis and sell offs of properties. I know investors who are selling properties as quick as they can right now, and then we're going to see a bunch of foreclosures. And the banks have been ready for this for over a year, and then people just aren't aware. that's what's been happening. But the banks have been ready for this for a year, and here it comes, right? And they were ready for this before coronavirus, stock market, price of oil and gas, the three horses of the apocalypse. But here we go. Real estate market crash, in my opinion. There's going to be parts of the real estate market that aren't going to crash, but commercial is already definitely on the brink. In my opinion, commercial real estate's going to eat it hard. I wouldn't want to be in commercial real estate right now. The number one indicator in real estate is occupancy, right? And when people are working from home and canceling their company's lease contracts because they don't need the office space for people who are working at home, that changes things, right? What does that look like moving forward? Um, I think moving forward, there's a good chance that January we is when we start seeing the end of January we start seeing some uptick, you know, some repair in the economy. If we haven't already seen a bunch of businesses just shut down, we've already seen the big guys starting to declare bankruptcy, and forget about the Robin Hood effect on the Hertz bankruptcy and all of that. That's unpredictable, right? But imagine, millions of small businesses just deciding they can't afford to have employees anymore, and they lay them off, right? So that starts happening. January gets pushed to July, right, next year. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we get back in the swing of things with the economy. I'm a very positive thinking person, right? So there's always opportunity, even in a down market. So, you know, I see a huge opportunity, by the way, in people who have lost jobs getting creative in creating jobs. Let's get out there. Let's get, tech startups, great. Let's do that. But let's get other startups out there making jobs, right? Let's help our fellow man. Let's stop having our hand out asking for a job, and let's start helping our fellow man by creating companies and creating jobs. That's what we need to do, right? There's I'm watching a faux shop in the Rio Grande Valley get orders to fill days in advance for their faux, right? Pho, whatever you call it, right? Um, that's huge, right? There's places that are having huge upside right now. So you know we need companies to be more nimble. We need to start seeing people getting a lot of our businesses that we're funding are getting very creative, creating revenue. But if you want it, it's going to be there. You can't just stay at home on the couch watching Netflix and pray God give me $1 million. That ain't going to happen. But you get out there and you start pressing the wheat in the wine press, like they were doing in Gideon's time, and eating the leftovers after the Midianites came through like locusts. They found a way, right? Just find a way. We're Americans. This is the greatest country in the world. We should be out there finding a way and not, stealing and doing wrong things. We need to get creative in a positive way and help a lot of other people get creative in a positive way. And it starts with us. We need to be positive. We need to do like my shirt says and believe, right? We need to believe, and we need to get positive, and we need to create the economy that we want. We need this economy to turn around, and we can do it. We can figure it out. We're a smart country. We're not as dumb as the rest of the world thinks we are, and we need to get out there and start doing it. So that's my thoughts. I hope that helps. Um, you know, let's tear this up, folks, and look forward to talking to you again in a week and letting you know how things went.